Hi, welcome to another dose of Jin. I'm Jin, day 3 of grinding ranked. It's technically day 4. The gameplay today is great day 4. I have day 3 recorded, but the matches weren't particularly interesting, so we'll be skipping that and just going directly into day 4. Now, we'll be doing a bit differently from the last 2 times. I have recorded the matches, and now instead of just uploading the matches directly, I will instead be going over the matches and see what I could have done differently and whatnot. Hopefully, the videos will be a lot shorter and a bit more informative and more helpful for me. So let's get right into it. The first match is Usopp. Let's see. Pluffy is favored for this matchup from what I've seen, and the few times I have played it, Usopp does feel quite easy, but as you see from my hand, it's not the best hand. The search wasn't great either. Wait, what options were there in the search? Let's just check again. Yes. And another important part for this deck list, I have tried making a bit of a different deck list now. A bit different from the norm. I don't know if it is, but I put in the Gungam Jet Gatling, the zero cost event. I feel like you do run a lot of bricks in the deck, so and that's why you have the Giant. But I do feel like Giant is more of a late game option, and I wanted something in the mid game as well, because sometimes I really have like 3 Luffy Taros and like 3 Zorojuros, and which is great, but also I can't counter anything then. So I think having a card like that is helpful. I have it only as a 2-of, so I don't know how useful that is. Obviously, as we see in this one, Law can't search it. So that's one big issue with that card. I mean, to be honest, you can't search Giant either. Zorojuro can search it. So maybe I should bump it up. Maybe 2 is too little to really reliably see it in every game. I'm not sure. We'll see. Anyways, let's continue. Enough rambling. So yeah, Sanji was the only option I could pick. To the very least, it is a 2K, sorry. But I have 4 2Ks in hand and only 1 Sangoro. 2 Sangoros now, and there's really nothing I can do right now. Oh, and there I pull another 2K out of life. That really didn't feel good, the hand. And this was after a mulligan, so I think it was after a mulligan at least. So yeah, I decided to just go aggro. I think that was the correct option. There was nothing else I could have done. He plays Zoro. Again, I'm seeing the pieces I need a bit too late. Here, I wasn't sure. Okay, should I play the Sanji, rest the Zoro, and attack into the Zoro instead? Or if I should just play the Zoro and swing a few numbers into Luffy. Okay, it seems like I just decided, okay, let's go aggro, play the Zoro, and just hope that I pull a Luffy Taro and maybe play it next turn. It's not ideal, but it's still not too late. And this player, from what I remember, he took his time thinking. Yeah. Right, yeah. So such as Taro, Goro, a bit too late now. Right? I would have liked to play it this turn, not the coming turn. But so in that sense, maybe it would have been better to just play the Rush Sanji, KO the Zoro or something, or just go into life as well. 2, 3, 4. Although, yeah, that would have been then a 5K, 7K, get 2 cards out of hand. Eventually, only 1 or even 3 cards if he decides to block both swings. So yeah, I gave up a counter for the Zorojuro. I mean, I have enough countered as is. So yeah, he's blockering up. What do I do? I have 9 on. Right. Okay. So I was just trying to get the hand that I want, look for the secret rare Luffy. Not attaching that last Dawn was definitely a mistake of mine. I should have attached it onto the Zorojuro and swung 7, not the 6. I thought, okay, he'll just block, so whatever, but nevertheless, I should have done that. Obviously, at 9 Dawn, I'm not going to use a giant either way. But, yeah, now he can play the Bekka Kyros. Bounce the Sanji probably back into hand. Yeah, this is why it's important to be able to play Luffy into Sanji as early as possible on your 7 Dawn turn. So I decide to counter this because I need bodies to swing. I don't know. Looking back at this, I don't know if I should have done that or not. That was a lot of counter out of hand. That was 3 cards, 4 cards. I had to over counter the 6k swing from Zoro. Maybe I should have just let Zorojuro go. Then I have 1 swing. Yeah, he has a blocker. So it's not looking great. How could I have done it differently? I'm not sure, to be honest. I think not having the Taro Goro combo on curve probably was the biggest issue in this case. If I had gotten those 2 down 1 turn prior, I think this game would have looked a lot different. But given the cards we had, difficult to say. I'm not sure what I could have... Going over this, I'm still not sure what I should have done differently. Now I think I decided to go for board, or I don't. I feel like I should go for board. Right, so I'm setting up a 9 cost Luffy turn. I mean, it's also the kind of the only thing I can do. Maybe what I could have done is set up, play the Zorojuro and the Sangoro both, and just have a huge board and try to do something. But yeah, and try to kind of, I don't know, maybe KO the Zoro and the Frankie. Then realistically, they would only have the Kairos for a high swing. Yeah. So I decided to go for life. I definitely think I should have gone for board instead. Go against the Zorojuro or something like that. Or go for the blocker even. Yeah. They're definitely there. I shouldn't have left that Dawn open. I'm faking a giant, but that's wholly unnecessary, I feel. I don't have a giant in hand. I don't necessarily need to use it as well. I should have just attached that to the Taro, not the Taro, sorry, into the 9 cost Luffy and swung 11 at Kairos. I think in this state, yeah. So he had no blocker. He only needed a 2k. Yeah, I should have swung 11. That was a big mistake there. So generally, I was quite Dawn inefficient. I feel like, and then I'd take another break from life. At this point, it was, yeah. So it was kind of a combination of not having a great start with my hand, not searching great as well. However, I do think if I had focused on board a bit more, it would have been better. And, don't leave unnecessary Dawn up. Faking a giant is nice, but it's not always necessary. I think faking a giant is more of a bait. You don't need to do it. You should only fake it when it doesn't really affect your chance of survival Or maybe should. I'm not sure. Yeah, so we insta-mulligan that. This hand is a lot better. Right, yeah. Next game against Blackbeard. Drawing into a Lin. I don't know if I like that. I mean, we have 2, 3, 4, 5k counter in hand. We don't have a great 2-Don play right now. I don't like playing the Bon Clay early. But unless we find something in life now, it's a Goro, and we draw into a 0 cost. It's not ideal, right? And I'm thinking here, maybe I shouldn't ramp because I took an early hit. But yeah, I didn't ramp because, okay, I can just ramp with Bon Clay and save my life. However, I still don't like that I had to play that Bon Clay early. I like playing Bon Clay in the late game to kind of deter a Blackbeard play. I don't know if that really makes sense. Okay, yeah, I don't have on plays anymore. I can at least swing 6k, which is not bad, I guess. Swing a 7k. Go aggro. That's good, I guess. That's fine. Yeah, Shigan. I keep forgetting about the Shigan, but well, what would I have done differently, right? That was, or just not play him at all. I need to establish a body. Yeah, and then then this Blackbeard player really started taking off, doing a ton of searches, and that was, I think at that point I really couldn't really keep up anymore. So yeah, at that point I was contemplating using that Jet Gatling and maybe trashing the 9 Mom. But I decided to take the hit. Now here's the question, yeah, what do I do? I don't have 2 low cost bodies I could play. I kind of need to get rid of that Burgess. So yeah, I thought, okay, I'm not really able to establish a board, so I should just go aggro into life. But what I should have done is, I think, swing into the Lafitte and play the Luffy, the 9 cost Luffy. Yeah, I think that's what I should have done. And keep the Sanjia's counter. So yeah, he's just getting massive draws right now. His hand is very healthy. Extremely healthy for a Blackbeard. My hand is looking horrendous. Yeah, so he has established 2 Burgesses. That Kuzan card is crazy. So I decided, okay, I should get rid of Burgess and then play a blocker. Yeah, get rid of the Lafitte. I should have gotten rid of it before. Now he's at 10 Don. He drops the Blackbeard, right? So what do I do? I do think against Blackbeard, it really is a match against time until they drop the Blackbeard. You need to be able to establish a strong enough board with multiple bodies early on before the 10 drop. Yeah, this is tough. Oh, yeah. That was a trigger I was not expecting. I don't know whether I should have done. Okay, so I drop a double blocker. I do double block, which I don't agree with now that I think about it. What I should have done is attach 5. Nah, okay. No, that sucks. I'm at 0 life. If I had attached 5 Dawn onto Sanji and swing at the Burgess for 12, that's an easy block with Teach and a 1k. And he most probably has that in hand. Yeah. Tough. Yeah, this is a lost match, right? But really, I'm not sure how I should have done it better. Okay, I should have killed the Lafitte 1 turn earlier, of course. But the thing is, if I try to establish smaller bodies, but a lot of them, he just plays Liberation, right? And Liberation is such a strong card. It patches up one of Blackbeard's biggest weaknesses, and that's crazy to me. And then, of course, you've got the Kuzan. Kuzan is broken, but I do think I find Kuzan fairer than Liberation. Liberation is bonkers. Okay, we're up against a Smoker player. I think Smoker is a pretty easy win. Smoker and Bonnie, they get compared a lot, right? Because they kind of run, at least half the deck is very similar because they run the 8-cost kit. However, I do still think Smoker as a deck struggles a lot more against aggro decks than Bonnie. I think Bonnie can keep up with pressure a lot better than Smoker. Of course, Smoker by itself is a lot more aggressive than Bonnie, which is its main strong point, while still setting up a very tanky late game. But in this situation, I do feel Pluffy is favored. Yeah, so I play the Sanji. So I've got the ideal hand right now. This is great. So I could go for the body, but I decide to just go aggro. Yeah, he's already down to 1 life. So here, if he decides to go for my board, I protect. I absolutely protect, because next game, I'm going for game. But the more that I think about it, I'm not sure if I would consider... Now, this is going to sound extremely stupid, but would I consider Poofy an aggressive deck? Honestly, I'm not sure. Especially against Shanks, which is one of the tankier decks in the meta right now. You can't do any meaningful swings until your 9 Dawn turn. At least that's my opinion. Right, 2 Dawn, 1 Dawn, you're not doing anything. 3 Dawn, you ramped up to 4. Play a Zoroduro. You can swing 5, but they're just going to leader ability. Then at 6, you ramp to 7, play Taro Goro. 8, you can swing 6 with Zoroduro. Leader ability 1k on 1k. That's something you can get out, but they're still probably not going to go down in life. Okay, let's go over that again. Yeah, I decided to play another Rusher. I'm just going hyper aggro here because I know that's what Smoker is weak against. I don't even care about his bodies. I'm very healthy in life. And even if he goes for my bodies next turn, I have a 9 cost I can play. As long as he is at 0 life, I can probably win next turn. That's my thought process. Unless he has another bunch of blockers he could play. Yeah, he plays the Hody. So this is scary. Because Smoker is so Dawn efficient with Hody. So he decides to go for life. I do not agree with that. He should be going for my board aggressively. Now he swings with... Yeah, I mean, he's essentially throwing the game at this point. He knows he's not winning. Yeah. I like that he's playing 9-cost Zoro. Honestly, 9-cost Zoro is one of my favorite cards. And I really want a deck that can play him. And the biggest contender for that does seem to be Lim. And Lim is cool. But I don't know. I haven't played One Piece Odyssey. And yeah, I just don't really have much of a connection to it. Okay, next match is against Yellow Kid. So according to the match stats, apparently Pluffy is favored. But Yellow Kid is very tanky. So I do think the game plan should be set up Taro Goro, swing with them before they set up the 8-cost as a blocker. The 8-cost Kid. This is my first game against Yellow Kid. I really don't have an idea what I should expect. I have a pretty ideal hand right now. What do I take? Yeah, I would take the... I took the Taro. I should have probably taken... That was a mistake on my part. That was absolutely a mistake. Wait. But there's no other card I can take. Right. There's no other Straw Hat. That's rough. That's rough. So now I have 3 bricks in hand. That was unexpected. I mean, I knew they had the damn punked. I didn't think they would use it. They did not establish anything. Okay, yeah. So I only have 5k counter in hand right now. So that's why I think these are one of the situations where like the 0-cost event does come in nicely because I can just pitch a Taro. You know, I don't need to lose a Dawn for it. And yeah, that is strong. You're playing a vanilla as a blocker. That's super. You've got an 8k blocker. That's that's strong. In this situation, yeah, maybe I should keep 5 open to play a Kid. Or honestly, maybe I should just attach all the Dawn to my 3 characters and swing. Just go super aggro. So yeah, so I was thinking of playing a Kid. That's why I'm attaching my Dawn sparingly. So yeah, I should have swung 5 first. Absolutely. The reason I didn't... Okay, no, then the way I should have done this is it shouldn't have been an 8-9. It should have been a 7. No, I should have done 6 with Goro, 7 with Luffy, and 9 with Taro. That's how I should have done it. So I always want to attack with Sangoro first, just in case he has some sort of trigger in life that kills it, and I don't get the draw anymore. And the draw is super important. That's how I should have done it. All right. Okay. 6, 7, 9. That's how it should have been. Yeah, do I counter that? Okay, so I used the kid to counter. Maybe I probably would have used the Sanji to counter now. But maybe I should have just let it go. Because he's got so much Dawn up. He can still swing into that Sangoro multiple times. Yeah, here you go. Let it go. Yeah, this is tough now. I don't have any high end to play. And I really needed some high end to play. So what I can do is play the Sanji. Yeah, rest the blocker. But what do I do now, right? I do think I should attach. You know what? In this, so he let the blocker go, which is fine. But what I should have done, I know what his top life is, and it's not a counter. So I should have first gone for life and see if he gives me counter, and then go into the Cavendish. It should have been done. Yeah, I should have done it like that. That way, the chances that he can get rid of, that he can protect the Cavendish is a lot lower, and maybe I didn't have to attach 2 Dawn to Tower to do it. Depending on whether he counters for his life or not. So yeah, he did. Yeah. I could have gotten way more counter out of his hand if I had gone for life first. Yeah, do a 5, 6 into life. He takes it. He took 1. I know it's a brick. Then I attach 1 to Sanji, or just swing 8 with Taro into Cavendish. If he counters that, then I attach 1 more, all the rest to Sanji and attack into it. And that would have taken up so much more counter out of his hand. And my hand is full of bricks right now. It's horrible. It's actually horrible. So he could, if he wants to, he can clear my board. So I decide to pitch a Taro in case I want to do a Taro Juro combo next turn. I don't know if that really makes sense. But it is what I'm keeping it up for. So I do think I shouldn't counter this out. I should just let it go. It's a precious 2k I have in hand right now. Yeah. Him playing the trash kid means I have to protect my life a lot more aggressively. And now he has 2 blockers, 1 chump, 1 9k blocker. Jeez. Now it's looking really bad for me. I know his trigger, and his trigger is going to draw him cards. So what do I do? What do I do in this instance? One, 3. So I could invest 3 Dawn to swing 9 and 9 into the kid. He counters that. I don't agree with. Okay, I'm going for life. Uh-huh. Yeah, and then I'm going for one of the big bodies. Okay, yeah. He had a 0 cost. And at this point, it's already a lost game for me, right? Of course, the opponent can't know that, and that's something I always have to keep in mind. But yeah, I can't count out of anything. How should I have done this differently? Yeah, I think that turn before where I could have gotten way more counter out of his hand might have changed things. Maybe he wouldn't have been able to counter out of the 10 costs, of the 9 cost swing into the big body. Yeah. Difficult. So this wasn't a good match for me either. I'm still not sure how I should play against Yellow Kid right now. Anyways, let's go through the next match, which is also another kid, I believe. Right, yeah, I played against another kid, and this guy was obnoxiously slow when playing, and it really drove me insane playing against him. And I mean, for how long he took, he wasn't very good either. But that does make you wonder, how did he come up so high in rank playing like that? I have no idea. But okay, let's not judge. I'm not great at either at this game right now. We're all here to learn, right? So my hand is looking okay. It's not the ideal hand, of course. I do have a lot of 2Ks. Yeah, this guy is taking ages to play. So we'll just skip through a bit. So yeah, what did he do? He swung 8 into life. I ramp. Okay. Yeah, I take the Sangoro. The other option would have been the Rush Sanji. Maybe the Rush Sanji would have been good. I can rest whatever potential blocker he will play, or whatever character he plays and turns into a blocker. But what I'm trying to do is I'm hoping that I see Luffy Taro with this next Law Search. And of course, he takes ages to think about countering. What did he counter with? Yeah, countered it with 1K, right? And thankfully, it worked out. The searches worked out in my favor. They found exactly what I needed, and because I got the search I wanted, I have all the cards I need now. I decide to counter out with the Law. Now, okay, one missing piece is, of course, the Gum Gum Giant. But right now, I don't necessarily need it. Yeah, and this is a really strong combo. Turning the Hawkins into a blocker. The thing is, I do not know why he didn't use it then. So he kept on holding on to the Hawkins and not using the KO effect. And this guy's actually running a very fun version of Kid, I feel like. It's like the KO Life, Trash Life version of Kid. And it's something I've been messing with as well. And it's something I've been messing with particularly in PY Robin. I just find it very funny. Okay, so what happened? So I drew into the giant, it seems. I'm not keeping up. So yeah, this is a very good board for me right now. I have Juro, Taro, Goro. 6K, 6K, 8K. Okay, now he uses the Nico Robin, strong. This is very scary, especially as a Pluffy, since you're practically a 3 life leader, since you use 2 life to ramp. So again, he sets up the Hawkins as a blocker, but never uses him as a blocker for whatever reason. He could be trashing my life right now, but he never does. So the question now is, how do I distribute my Dawn? What do I play? I have 3, 6, 8 Dawn to work with. I can either play another Juro and search for something, or I play a blocker, establish Kid. But then I have less counter. I only have 4k. I draw 1k, which is nice. So most probably, yeah, now he KOs my life. So now I have to establish a blocker. Exactly. So 7k, 9k, and then blocker. So that was a 5, 7, 7, 9. And this guy never uses his Apus to block. I mean, admittedly, now he can't use them to block because he doesn't have a different supernova on board. So in his hand, I know he has a brick and a zero cost event. And I do think this is something I have to practice more, keeping track of what cards they have in hand. I'm actually thinking about, when I'm playing real matches, like physical matches, whether I should be taking notes. Is that even allowed? Take notes like, okay, he has this and this in hand now. He searched for this. He bottom decked this into his deck. Or maybe that's too extra. I'm not even that good. If I do that, it's like, oh. It's like, when a beginner tries to do all the fancy schmancy pro stuff, even though he's not really capable of doing it yet. Okay. Genuinely, what I was baffled at is why he should be playing. He played the Katakuri. He should have played. Why didn't he play the Kid? He could have trashed the life. And if he had the Kid establish that as a blocker, he could have used the Poos as chump blockers. That would have been much better, but instead he establishes a Katakuri, which I do not agree with. Now he again can't use the Poos as blockers. So he wasted 2k, right? Again, he's taking ages to think. He blocks it finally with a Nico Robin. I go 6 into 6. Bait some count out of his hand. He lets it go. Yeah, and then I establish the 9 cost. I'm thinking about playing the Taro's Juro. Just have a lot of bodies to swing with because he's going to have a lot of blockers. Or he's going to have one large blocker next turn, maybe. So that's exactly what I do. I gain a Dawn back with Kid, which is amazing. Now, because this was a rather sudden change in plan, I suddenly had a lot of Dawn left over, so I just decided to swing 9. So he has a 0 cost event. He could trash the Kid for it and a 2k. I mean, this guy should have played it completely. Okay, he takes it. Does he take it? What happened there? All right, he takes the life. It was a Hawkins trigger. And he trashes a Kid. So either he has a second Kid, Now he'll heals himself. So yeah, I'm thinking, what will he do with the rest of his Dawn? Yeah, so whatever he does, I can protect it with a giant. If he goes for my bodies. I do think this was well played on my part. Whatever he does, Gum Gum protects it. Unless he goes for life, but in which case I'd kind of take it anyways, I think, because I will go for game next turn. But he decides to go for my board, which is a perfect Gum Gum Giant. Yeah, so I won't need the 10 cost anyways. The 9 cost, sorry. What do I do? Yeah, just poke with a 5k. Now he can use the jump blockers, right? So I can go 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 9 with 4. That means I can go 8, 8, 8, 8, 10 for 8. Dawn. I can do 8, 8, 8, 9, 9. 8, 8. Yeah, 8, 8, 9, 9, 9. Something like that. 2, 3. Oh no. 8, 8, 8, 9, 9. Something like that. I leave the swing with Kid, of course, as last. So he uses a 0 cost for that and a 2k. So it was good that I did not swing with the Kid. So he goes for my board again. I guess since he doesn't run any rush, he has to. But yeah, it's a perfect Gum Gum Giant. Oh yeah, I guess you do run the ace. If he runs the ace and he's gonna lose anyways, he might as well have. Okay, I guess since he heals. But maybe he should have still gone for game? I'm not sure. And either way, what's he gonna do now? So yeah, the match is in the bag. We don't need to go watch any further, yeah. So yeah, not the greatest games. The Usopp match was... I could have played that a lot better. I should have gone for board more. Of course, that I didn't see the Taro Goro combo in time was a pity. But obviously, I shouldn't be only relying on that. But at the same time, it's my strongest combo. Then the Blackbeard. Blackbeard's difficult. I don't know how to do it. OP10, he becomes so strong. It's difficult. Smoker is a free win. The Kid was a... Kid, I'm still trying to figure out. This Kid took obnoxiously long. Alright. That's it for the games. I feel like I didn't learn much. Okay, I need to counter. If I go for board, I should swing in a way that I can get more counter out of hand. That's probably the biggest lesson to be learned today, for me at least. But other than that, all right, then I will see you in the next one. Peace.